Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Sida Joe. I'm a MBA student in Fresno State. Today, our topic is globalization. So, what is globalization? By our textbook, globalization is the trend toward greater economic, cultural, political, and technological interdependence among national institutions and economies. From my research, globalization also means democratizing of the access to local market knowledge, customer information, service, products, and capital across national, cultural, and linguistic boundaries. Globalization has a long history. For example, the most well-known trading route of the ancient civilization, the Silk Road, grew under the Chinese Han Dynasty. The Silk Road connected ancient Asia and Europe 2,000 years ago. But today, we're talking about this new period of globalization started in 1989 with the falling of the Berlin Wall. Before that, globalization was based on capitalism versus communism. From my researches, there are three key drivers for globalization. The first one, improvement of information and communication technology. This one including the improvement of computers, software, cell phone, and internet, etc. The second one is the development of world trading system and standards. This one including the removal of barriers to trade, a democratization of capital and investment barriers, and freedom knowledge transfer. As a result of the first two drivers, the third driver is economic expansion of emerging markets and a new business company. Globalization's impacts. Globalization has a lot of impacts on our lives. Here, I picked the three I think the most important impacts of the global business. The first one is the impact on jobs and wages. People believe globalization eliminates jobs in developed nations. During the presidential debates between Mitt Romney and Barack Obama, the question was, how do you convince a great American company to bring its manufacturing back here? What Mitt Romney said was simple and straight: lower the tax rate and let China stop manipulating its currency. What President Obama said was, there are some jobs that are not coming back because they are low wage and low skill works. This time, President Obama was right. For example, 700,000 assembly workers work in Foxconn, Apple's manufacturing contractor in China. The average wage per employee per day is only $18 in 2010. There's just no way in a developed nation that a worker work all day long that only that earn that little. The second impact is globalization increases wealth and efficiency in all nations. The third impact is globalization and national sovereignty. This one is little bit complicated because on the one hand, due to the globalization and the increasing of economy, we have a bigger than ever government. If you check the documentary called Citizen 4, Edward Snowden told us about how the United States government spying on our cell phones and emails. And I believe US government is not the only government who is doing that. Recently, in China, you have to use your real name to gain the access to internet. The excuse always like, protecting our nation, protecting this freedom. But what, from my perspective, they're spying on us. On the other hand, the first time ever people can touch internet, more and more people can touch democracy, and they can ask, is this right? What is the truth? And they have the ability to finding the truth through the globalization, through the improvement of technology. The pros and cons of globalization. The pros are increasing economic opportunities all around the world. It's hard to imagine that without globalization, a developing country such as India and China can grow in their GDP that fast annually. The pros are always like migration is cheap, not only for the products and goods, but also for people. For our international students can travel so fast from one side of the world to another side. The cons are ecological problems. Just check how bad the California drought is recently. And the sad news is the drought may be just the beginning of a decade-long drought. Of course, labor standards, because the business can always find the cheaper labor, they don't really care about the labor standards. They can just pay a little bit of money, make really cheap products, and gain huge amounts of profit. In conclusion, globalization presents both new opportunities and challenges. Thank you all.